Good morning and welcome to the Eazi Tender 2020 demo. I'm here to discuss what our new feature set is all about and how we have created a system that allows procurement and suppliers to operate within the same platform. Every business buys and sells products and services. So for us, we've created a platform that is a cloud-based procurement solution for any size business, whether you're a big government organization all the way down to a small one man operation that sells, could be something as simple as shoes or anything like that. We just provide you the platform to procure things for your business and obviously to sell your products and services to companies that are looking for services or products that you might offer. To get started, our first screen here is our dashboard. Our dashboards are completely customizable. If we can open this up so you can take a look, they're completely customizable. You can create any form of report that you wish. Here we've got components such as tenders, new tenders that have appeared in the last 7 days. There are tender briefings for today. You can calculate what tenders you've issued within particular categories, the value of your successful tenders, your tenders that you're currently working through at the moment, and then you can also see the success rate between members within your team, the level of tenders or the stage of tender that each person within your team is in. So this person could be busy with 8 tenders at the moment. You can see that they're at full capacity. And then obviously your tender status, how many tenders you've been successful or unsuccessful then. So these dashboards are completely customizable. You can subscribe, and this dashboard will appear in your email every day. There's no better component or no better information that is live than something that a live dashboard can give you that information when and as and when you need it on a daily basis. So if we revert back, we are now going into the actual tenders component. So there's our list of current tenders at the moment, and you also have the option to create your own tender. You could come and create a standard tender for the market, or you could come and create a tender that is an RFP for pricing that you might need within your own tender to your own supplier database. So all of these options are there. And let's go into a tender so you can take a look. So we start off with the actual tender details, your standard tender details, the understanding of what the commodity is, so that we use artificial intelligence to align which tenders are suited to your business, the actual start and issue dates, and the briefings. If there is a submission address as to which address you will go, and a place for you to store your final tender price, whether this is the final award price or whether this is your own final price. These are the details that are kept in our system. Tender information, so these are the standard information that you would generally find in the tender document, all broken down to separate components. So as a person creates these components within the tender, you'll be able to go through it, review it. You could make notes. You'll be able to make notes in relation to that. And if we go to our tender requirements, so this is the list of all the standard requirements, either statutory or non-statutory, with a scoring component into it. And within our solution, for example, the methodology, it'll come with whatever the description is, and you'll notice that this is a statutory requirement. You are able to go and create a proposal directly in the system. So you'll see now. So with our document generation partner, we are partnered with Congo, who are the global leaders in document generation. And in this system, you have your very own content library. So a content library that consists of all your images that you use whenever you are tendering. You can, any specific files that you wish to attach, that you use on a regular basis, it could be specific terms and conditions, whatever it may be. They are our component that we really enjoy the most is our content snippets. So these are components where you could have come and marked what your execution strategy, your sales strategy, it could be specifically related to a particular type of methodology. So here, if we look at program methodology, you could be looking for, you can come in here and literally as a drag and drop option. Drag and drop. And you could just come in and amend as in how you need. And if we needed to, and as you can see, you'd be able to come in, spend the time and actually just collating the data that you already have, and then you can also issue out tasks to other members of the team that have a license. And these you can issue out tasks in relation to, okay, we need your assistance or your input with regards to specific components of this, and your team will be able to log, or get a notification, be able to log in and create this. You can also use this not just for tendering, you can use this for anything within your business. So it's not just a once-off that you can only use it for these tenders. You can use this to create any documents for your business. You can use this to create any internal documents. Be able to send this off to members of your team. They can ask questions, or they can accept the document, or if it's to a client, they can accept the client or ask a question. You can also add people. So this really does provide the great functionality in that respect. And once you've finished here and you've saved it and you've now published it from this component, you will then be able to go back to your tender, and it will have saved it in the actual tender under that requirement. So if we go into the requirements component, we go under this methodology, and there it is already. So as you can see, for methodology, could be a company profile, whatever it may be, whatever you put into that actual document will sit under this particular requirement. We go back, and then details around our briefing. So our tender briefing component will provide you an address of exactly where the tender is. This one's actually been deemed a live streaming briefing. So if we go into our live stream, this is our Eazi Tender live streaming channel, and this channel allows you to, when you've logged in and you want to share, you can either share on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. There is a full Q&A. Just loading. So the purpose of this is so that we don't have to go and sit in a boardroom anymore where it may be 50 people, a 50 people boardroom with 200 people trying to squash into it. The ability to share this data with the people that are tendering, whether they are sitting in their car or whether they are sitting in an office, for them to be able to just view a live stream tender briefing, it does simplify the process. And you saw how I logged in earlier, that is how we capture their details for the tender briefing attendance register. During the briefing, there's also Q&A. They can ask a question, capture their name, and the hosts of the tender briefing can actually come in online and, well, while they are presenting, can respond to any of the questions. This information is then stored back in our Q&A section, and post briefing we also have a Q&A component whereby if somebody forgot to ask a question during the briefing, they can come in here afterwards. There's transparency around this, so that we are building up a knowledge base around any queries for this tender. So going forward into future tenders, that you'll know if there's components in your tender that are missing, and so that the same questions aren't asked over and over and over again. As you can see here, we've got all the details, the description of the description of the query, if there are any internal comments between members of your team, the source of it, and here we can respond. You can respond to the query. So the query can be responded to over email. It could be done over any internal. Either any internal meetings can be logged here. There can be a meeting set up internally to have those discussions, and you could post a comment either to members of your team or with access to this. So it could be the entire platform. So if there are 50 people that have tendered for this tender, they'd be able to see exactly what the response is. Right, and then obviously this could be linked to your supplier list. We are looking to, if you're looking to issue an RFP out to your suppliers, you could go and search for a specific supplier and send an RFP out to them. And there are also various other components within the solution. A resource list. So if we had to go into our resource list, this is our resources where we capture their standard details, their qualifications, their project lists. A project list in here gives insights as to exactly where they've worked, what was the scope, what was the project value, and it could be there's no data related to this one, but there could be completion certificates that are assigned to this. There could be references assigned to that. Your company files, so be certificates, methodologies, anything that you have that you normally tender with is stored here and can be allocated to those requirements. For extended licenses, we have a products component built in, so you can create your products, their product lists with their pricing. We have the ability to create quotes. So if we had to go in here, create a quote, and all you're going to do is add your various products with their pricing, and you could generate a quote in the name of your business. There is a task component here where you're able to assign tasks to your team, and you can align it to a specific opportunity, to a tender. You can put a priority level on that, which is always quite handy. The calendar is always populated with the most recent tenders. So tender briefing. So if there is a briefing, you'll be able to go in once again and see that the details for that briefing and all the information around the tender. There are approval requests that could be created within the system. We provide a lot of process flow for that. So if you need somebody to, before they submit, that it gets sent to a particular individual within the organization for approval, you could set up that process flow. We have also moved on to contract management post award, and you'll see here that we've created clause libraries. You could bundle these with specific type of documents, and you'd be able to align any of the clauses that you have relating to any of those documents. Contract agreements are set up and aligned to all those clauses. So if there's a specific contract that has been offered to you or to a supplier, that the details of these contracts are captured in here, and whether there's an approval or anything of the sort that's required. And then our last component is our events platform. Our events platform allows you the opportunity to go and create an event. So whether that event may be a workshop, so it could be a tendering workshop with the successful bidders or shortlisted bidders. There could be a conference, an expo, it could be just a meeting with or a standard briefing if you needed to do that, if a briefing had to be done out of town on premises. And then there's a virtual event here where you could also set up a complete virtual event with whereby, so a briefing is a free event where we've kept that in a separate component. Our virtual event operates within where you're setting up an event that people are going to buy tickets for. This component allows you are able to mark whether it's a free or paid event. You're able to provide the information of exactly where what the event is about, and you're also able to do your budgeting around that for your budgeting and the actual expenses in order to do proper cost reporting for your event. You're able to book hotels, book tables. You can add your expense entries into this so as each invoice. So you could create an RFP for catering and then come and capture that final price into the expense entries. And then if there's any specific documents or content that you need to add in here, any specific email templates, which sponsors or staff operate on here, if there are specific speakers within the organization or externally that are going to speak at your event. But for us, it's also about how do we create a digital attendees list. So if we had to go in here, for example, at a briefing, when people log in, as you saw earlier, when they logged in online, we are able to see who's attended. We'd be able to invite, if there's a specific invite that needs to go out to this resource, to this attendee. Let's go one back here. So it's going to the actual attendee information. And so there could be, if your team needed to help book a hotel for them, or you wanted to track their attendance history as to which other briefings they have gone into, or so this could be within your own organization. So there's a lot of value add in terms of our events module, and like I say, this doesn't only have to operate just for tenders. You could use it for additional internal or external workshops, events, online sessions, meetings. It gives you the functionality to track these actions within our platform. So that is Eazi Tender as we currently stand. We are soft launching the solution into the market as we speak. The only component that we are finishing off at the moment is our tender adjudication, and we are looking for companies who are looking to work with us using this technology. We believe that this technology streamlines the tendering process into one centralized online cloud secure platform. The security level for the solution is we are working with some of the top companies in the world in terms of our infrastructure. So there are dual sign-ons, there are sign-ons where you are required to put a secondary passcode in to ensure that it is you, that it does track your IP address. There's audited information that is available for each step of this process So if you closed a tender 10 years ago, you could go back in and review what was issued, what was sent, what the contract value was, who sent that, who was the supply chain person or procurement person who handled that tender, or RFP, and therefore you have a lot of functionality in that space. I think the last thing we didn't cover was the reports. So you could create, like I said, you could create a report based on any component, and that if we go, so you could complete any any type of reports along here. So um, you could put it by tenders per country or whatever it may be. You would be able to create a tender solution, any form of reporting in that space. And yes, that's our basic demo for now. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us, either on our website at www.easytender.com/s or at robert.fenter@easytender.co.za. Thank you.